there was some concerns last year over the gifts that we gave our kids for Christmas, or the lack of gifts, I guess is the best way to put it. And honestly, Tom and I weren't on the same page about the Santa gifts last year either. And so I wanted to circle back, let you know how it went, but also show you the really special gift that we're giving each of the kids this year. Well, hi, I'm Dawn from The Minimal Mom. If we haven't met before, I'm married to Tom and we have 4 kids ages 5 through 10. And Christmas is coming and gifts are a big part of it. And so we shared last year about this time what we were giving our kids for Christmas, or what we were asking Santa to bring the kids for Christmas. He's very cooperative. Have you found that too? So we appreciate that. So we'll talk about how last Christmas went, and then I'll show you the really special gift that I'm excited to give the kids this year. In our house in the past, Santa, you know, he came Christmas morning and he brought big gifts, bikes and American Girl dolls and big Lego sets. But as we continued to simplify our house, I realized what the kids actually play with and don't play with and need and don't need. I've just been feeling convicted that they just didn't need as much from Santa, and that we could give him a message that he could scale things back, and I really felt confidently that the kids would be okay with it. Tom, on the other hand, was worried about it because it's what we had always done. It was how he grew up, and Christmas morning was supposed to be a display of lots of gifts. And so it was something that we went back and forth with quite a bit, but I think in the end, my convictions were stronger about it. And so he was kind of like, all right, if that's what you want to do, that's what we're gonna do. So leading up to Christmas, we had been spending more time as a family playing games. It was something we were trying to intentionally do because our oldest love language, her top love language, is quality time, and she had been asking for more time with us all as a family. So we had gotten some games and we were intentionally trying to play more games together. So Santa brought games and he left a note saying, "It's been fun seeing how much your family's been playing games together, so I wanted to bring you each a new game." And they ranged in price from like $8.99 up to $17.99, I think was the most expensive. So this was one of the least expensive Christmas for us to date. And from the best that we could tell, it went really well. The kids didn't feel like anything was missing. We talked about when we would make time to play the games, and then we went on to other celebrations with family members where they got more gifts. And so I know the concern is always, how do we transition to less when we've been doing it this way? And so I have a whole separate video on that. I'll link to that down below. But there's lots of creative ways to do it. And what caused me to feel more convicted about it was, as I was researching about kids and stuff, I mean, our kids are drowning in stuff right now, and it's causing them to really lose value for it. And there's even research now, I'll link to it down below, that shows that having too many toys leads to addictive behavior as adults. And so I know it's kind of a bummer thing to be talking about at Christmas, but I know we all just want our kids to be happy, and it's so counterintuitive for us to be like, oh, giving them less Christmas gifts, that's what's gonna make them happy. But it's actually the truth, because they wanna spend time with us and with real people. They don't know how to ask for it because it's not in a catalog or a flyer or on commercials this time of year. It doesn't say, ask your parents to go ice skating or to make gingerbread houses or to make cookies or to drink hot cocoa by the tree or to just sit down and talk to you. It's not advertised that way, but it's actually what our kids want and need the most, and that is what's gonna make them the most happy and the most secure and have the best memories of Christmas. And so I want to show you what we're giving them this year, because this is a cool idea that I got from Rachel from A Mother Far From Home. So I'll link to her blog post down below. But she had this idea, a picture for each of our kids. That's a picture of the parents or a parent or, you know, other loved ones with the child that they can hang up in their room. And so I thought that was such a fun idea. And so she had hers printed on canvases. You know, you can do that for Walmart, Shutterfly, wherever you have pictures printed. I was looking at the price and I'm like, ooh, I don't know if I can spend $12 on each of them times 4. And so what was so fun is that I actually found these 8x10 stretched canvases at the dollar store, and they also had Mod Podge that you need to make your own canvases. So we literally, yesterday afternoon, went outside. Tom took pictures, selfie style, of each of the kids with us, and I uploaded them on the Walmart photo app and sent them there, and then went this morning and picked them up. If I had given this more thought throughout the year, it would have been fun to get pictures with the kids of like when we were on vacation or doing something that they enjoy. So that's something I'll think about, because I would like to do this again in the future to update them. But do know this can come together really quickly if you don't have a lot of time. And then the steps are so simple. I just painted the edges black, And then you just put a thin coat of Mod Podge over the whole front of the canvas, stick your photo on. Ours were like the exact right size, but if you need to trim them ahead of time. But then press your photo on and make sure it's all smoothed out, and then let it dry for an hour or two, and then you just go back over the top of the whole thing, including the sides, with another thin coat of the Mod Podge. And for that layer, you'll want to make sure your brush strokes look nice, because you will be able to see them a little bit when it's dry. But use a foam brush, and it's not hard. I mean, it hardly took any time for me to do all 4 of these for the kids. And by making them myself, they were under $5 each. So can't really go wrong with that. And I'm really excited to give them to the kids. And so what Rachel said was she gave these to her kids last year for Christmas, and then they were having some severe weather in their area, and so her daughter was packing a bag of all of her most beloved items, and she looked in the bag and she had brought her canvas with. I think that's cool. And she said that she'll often see the kids holding them, looking at them, admiring them. And so I think that's so cool, either to do as a parent or a grandparent. I would love to get pictures of the kids with their grandparents too, to also add to go alongside of these. But there is also research that shows that when kids see themselves in family pictures, that it helps them to feel more secure and part of something. And so it's so important for our kids to know that they have a really important place and role in our family. And so this just helps to reinforce that. So I think it's a cool gift, and I think they're gonna be excited to receive it. And then I'm also just getting some craft supplies and tape for them. So I'm gonna make a box up with just some of their favorite craft supplies, because, you know, we have Christmas and then they're home for a whole week, and so I want them to have stuff to do. So for the boys, I'm literally just putting different kinds of tape in it. And I know many other parents are feeling led that same direction, but we're up against a $90 billion toy industry that is constantly advertising to us how great toys are and how happy it's gonna make our kids. And so I know it's not easy. I know it feels like an uphill battle at times, but I do think it's a battle worth picking, and it has gone really well for our family, and I'm so glad that we did. So like I said, I have lots of videos about all things Christmas, from teacher gifts to a holiday tour of our house, although I was noticing it's actually before we redid the kitchen last winter, so it looks a little bit different, to talking about with loved ones about how to scale back Christmas, and also how to then scale it back with our kids too. So I will link to those videos down below. But I really hope that your holiday season is getting off to a great start, that it is just gonna be one of the most enjoyable yet. So let us know any special gifts that you're getting your kids, how you've scaled back, how it's gone with them. That's always really encouraging to others who read through the comments. So thank you ahead of time for doing that. And I'll look forward to reading through them as well. But I hope you have a great day. I hope you subscribe if you haven't already, so we can spend more time together. Normally we're talking about how to simplify your house and simplify it quickly and easily. And a thumbs up is always the best compliment that you can give us. And I'll look forward to visiting with you again really soon.